Hello, amazing women in business. Welcome back. I'm your host, Demi Lin. Today's episode is something truly special. It's not about a seasoned executive or someone who's already made it in the business world. Instead, it's about a bold, creative 22-year-old student, Julia Fedorin from the University of Waterloo. Like so many students navigating today's tough job market, Julia was facing the challenge of landing an internship. But instead of just giving up or blending into the crowd, Julia, being the fearless storyteller, decided to take a bold approach.
A University of Waterloo student has put a unique spin on selling herself in the hunt for a fall internship. Julia Fedorin shared a video on social media in hopes of landing a gig with e-commerce platform Shopify.
Yes, that video went viral, racking up over 1 million views on Twitter. And within just 20.5 hours, Julia landed an internship. Actually, Shopify created a job just for her. That's right, the role didn't even exist before her video. Let's dive into the magic Julia created.
Shopify doesn't seem to have any marketing internships. What if I became the first? So I don't code, but I build story, connection, and community. Since I was little, I've been putting myself out there.
Like every time I do something, I always feel like I'm making a video, I swear.
Sharing my creativity, silliness, and countless ideas for the world to see. I built a YouTube community of 10,000 plus people who chose to stick around. I started collabing with brands. I launched a podcast to spotlight ambitious students, people like me who dream big. At Socratica, I joined forces with student builders and organized events that brought people together. I created spaces where people felt seen, heard, and inspired to keep going. Even when no one was watching, I kept showing up for my work, for my passion, for the people who needed to know they weren't alone. That's the kind of marketing that matters. That's what I bring. And if you're all about bold ideas, then here's mine. Let me veer first.
With a career rooted in sales and marketing, I've believed in the transformative power of storytelling, especially through social media. It's one of the most powerful tools to connect, engage, and build lasting relationships with our audience. I came across Julia's video on one evening and was immediately captivated. Her confidence, her clarity, her creative approach, it was fearless and smart. She didn't just talk about herself. She brought her story to life in a way that deeply resonated with Shopify's vibe and values and turned a bold idea into a career-changing opportunity. I couldn't stop there. I went down the rabbit hole and watched more of her YouTube content. I was blown away by how openly she shares her life online. She's real, she's bold, she's full of energy. I found myself wondering what's going through her mind as she puts together a job application and decides to share it publicly on social media. Let's dive into her story.
I'm currently, a student, and a big part of my, university career is applying to jobs and finding what it is I want to do, where it is I want to work, and so job search has been a really big part of my life. In the past, I feel like yes, I've tried, but I feel like I haven't tried too hard, and I don't think I worked. I think my strategies in the past with job applications weren't the best, just because I wasn't getting the results I really wanted. Coming into the end of my university journey, I feel like I haven't had too much of these experiences where I could tell myself, yeah, I'm like proud of where I am. So I really had to step it up and try extra hard. And that's when I was like, okay, you know what? Instead of applying to hundreds of jobs and sending in just, resumes and cover letters, I wanted to create videos for companies and to see and find more personalized, authentic ways to stand out from the crowd. And yeah, creating videos just fit kind of my passions and fit what it is I wanted to do in the future. And so yeah, so that's kind of how everything started.
So obviously, this video that make a big impact and help you get the intern job, which is amazing, and a lot of click, right? How many visits? How many visits to your video online so far?
Yeah, so on Twitter it got 1.1 million views, and then on LinkedIn I got over like over 600 likes on LinkedIn, and then over 100,000 impressions. So yeah, like it's just insane. It's so crazy.
Yeah, congratulations. As a marketer, right? If while you do this social media, this is definitely a big blast
Oh
for a
my
social
god,
media
yeah.
project. There may be something that's less obvious
Hmm.
behind this big successful case, right? So what helped you to stand out?
Yeah. So this video was pretty much like, if you kind of look at it as a mountain, like the pinnacle is like the video, or like or maybe even a tree. So it's like you have the tree. The tree is, me posting this Shopify video and getting an offer, but the roots is kind of, there's so many, like, there's so many roots to kind of how this started. I think a big one is pretty much just consistency and perfect, like getting progress, like getting better each time. Because I filmed two other application videos before posting this Shopify video, and those application videos were a little bit less edited. There was a little less storytelling in those videos, and the Shopify video, I put in clearly a lot more effort into it, and so to get to the Shopify, like to this stage, I need to be posting other videos. So no matter, like, I never stop creating. Like I'm always doing it. Like it's a hobby. It's a dream. It's a passion. And like my whole life revolves around content creation. So I do it, like I post so many types of content. Like sometimes I post content that maybe is not the best. Sometimes I post better content. So it's just, but it's all about consistency. It's about never giving up, even if you're not seeing results right away. It's just, you got to keep sharing, like, because the more you share, the more of a chance the algorithm will pick something up. So almost like quantity over quality at the beginning. At the beginning, you really got to be posting lots of things, and then the more you grow, the more you understand what it is you actually want to share, the more you have this data of like, okay, what it is does my audience actually want to see from me, then you could be like, okay, let's focus more on quality over quantity. But at the start, when you're just starting out, just quantity, just keep posting, like, it doesn't have to be perfect.
When you just started,
Mhm.
quantity over quality, you just keep doing that and then keep posting. You're and then collecting feedback, and then you try to see, okay, what can I do differently?
Yeah, like you mentioned, it's really all about the feedback. And the best feedback you can get is from the people that are watching your content. So the more you post, the more feedback you're going to get. And it's just, it's going to be a lot easier than you, like, you know, maybe posting privately, or, posting for yourself until you're like, okay, this is like good enough. Like I look like I'm a professional now. Let's get it out to the public. But yeah, you can wait for that perfect time, because there's never going to be the right time. Like, it's never going to be, yeah.
You just do it, just post it.
Yeah,
If
just
you keep
post it.
waiting for the right time, the time will never come.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me summarize that. There's so many traits behind this one lucky successful event. So one, you've been very carefully thinking through the whole hiring process. You have your target company and you think through your approach. And second, while you create your video and you look through all these different companies' mission, their stories, and then you customize your personal story. You customize your video for each company. And third, you don't give up. You have the plan to actually keep applying till this whole summer, and then probably 20, 30, and 40. So you don't really give up easily. You don't take no as a no. This is one thing I believe is the right thing. You keep doing that.
Mhm.
So there's so many wonderful traits behind this one tiny success. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, you
Yes.
summarized it perfectly.
And, I have two daughters, and one is a high schooler, the other is middle schooler. Definitely, while I'm editing this podcast, I'm going to share to them because there's something that they can get out of here. Is there any life event that really shape you to where you are today? Like so far, you've been a very mature student as a college student. You're very mature, right? You think through a lot of things, and you set up your goal, and then you do that, and you don't easily give up. That's a very, very important and then amazing, very impressive, as a young college student. So is there any life event or any experience that really shaped you to where you are today?
Yes, 100%. So I think I'm so lucky to have stepped outside of my comfort zone throughout university. I joined a lot of different clubs, organizing teams, and one community that significantly made a huge impact is a community called Socratica. So it's a community of makers, of artists, pretty much people come together to work on their passion projects. They co-work, and they pretty much just, yeah, it's a space to work on the things you love most with other people. And so I was able to be a part of the organizing team for this nonprofit organization, Socratica, and I learned so many skills. Like I was surrounded by so many smart people, and I felt like I think it's really important to be, there's this quote where like you don't want to be the smartest one in the room. Like if you're the smartest one in the room, then you're not in the right place. Like you want to be in a room with people that are better than you. You want to be in a room where you can be inspired by other people. And so Socratica, I think that was the place for me because I feel like coming into it, I didn't have much confidence and I didn't have much. There's so many things I have yet to learn, and so all these all my teammates were able to really inspire me to push me and motivate me, and I was able to I learned how to host events, how to plan, and how to get better at my public speaking and how to talk with more people. And so yeah, Socratica was a huge it was a community that really helped me improve, and I'm really grateful for discovering them. And yeah.
That's great. So now you done the video, and the video helped you get the job. So looking into all the whole video, what did you do differently in that video to help you stand out?
hmm Yeah, so I did so many different things. Like I made sure to really focus on showing rather than telling. So in my other video applications, I would just be set up my camera, find a nice background, and I would just start talking about what I did in the past. And I guess that's still something, and that's really good. Like I think if you do that, then it's still better than not doing anything. But for me, I feel like that wasn't enough. I feel like I needed to do something a little bit more than just that. I had to create some kind of story and had to be a little bit more engaging. And so with the Shopify video, I put a little bit more a little bit more planning and research into it. I was looking through Shopify on the internet. I was looking through their brand, trying to get to know, their tone of voice and their whole look, like what kind of colors they use, what kind of quirky things they add to their content. And the video that inspired me to create the Shopify video was the video on Shopify's homepage. So they had a video on called why Shopify was built, pretty much. And this is a video included the CEO Toby talking about his story. But the way that video was edited was so good, and it inspired me to want to create something similar for my video. So if you watch that video on the homepage, you're gonna see some similarities from that video to my video, just because I used similar, they had like these green doodles, I used similar green doodles. I found the text, I found the exact same font they used. I found a similar background. I was also rounding the corners of my videos, so of my video clips. So all those this attention to detail, you could see that I put a little bit more effort and thought and attention to detail in this Shopify video than I did in the past. And because of that, because I pretty much matched my video to Shopify's brand and Shopify's voice.
Yeah.
That's the reason why they're like, yeah, this is you fit our team kind of thing.
That's, if I want to summarize how you get to where you are today for this Shopify internship, I think I have a lot of items, bullet points I can summarize. This is so amazing. So was it a very specific piece of advice or encouragement that gave you to the final push to hit post on your Shopify video?
Mm-hmm. Yes. So the final little piece of advice that I always keep in mind is to focus on the long-term game. So to be I'm not a patient person, and I want things to happen right away. But I've really been teaching myself to slow down and to develop this mindset of just because it doesn't happen right now doesn't mean it's not going to happen in the future. So just because you don't, get a role at your dream company right now, or just because you don't achieve this certain goal right now, doesn't mean there's no future for it. So posting this Shopify video, I was looking more to the future. I wasn't honestly expecting to get a role from Shopify for fall. I wasn't expecting for my next co-op. I wasn't really expecting to get this. I was like, the reason why I posted this video was I wanted to get on Shopify's radar. I wanted them to see me, or to just notice me. That's all I really wanted. I just wanted my dream company to notice me.
Yeah.
And the fact that they not only noticed me but also offered me an internship position is beyond what I expected. So I had low expectations. So when you click post, when you do something, when you go for something, don't just have a little bit more of have hope, of course, but have low expectations for things. Just because if you have low expectations, then it's gonna lead to less disappointment. It's gonna lead to less disappointment. And and again, if it doesn't happen right now, doesn't mean it won't happen again, or in the future.
So you try your best. You're all in for your project, but
that's
then
really all you can do. Yeah. Just try your best. That's all you really can do.
In addition to this Amazing Women in Business podcast, I'm also a co-founder of the other platform, which is Aspire. It's a career development platform for women, and mostly we started to focus on Chinese Asian women in corporate America, but eventually we're going to open up to all women in the world. And then the reason that we got the name Aspire, Aspire, They stand for 6 values, 6 traits that we believe in. Myself and my partner, Tracy, we strongly believe in.
Yeah.
And the number one, A, stands for authenticity. So we talk about authenticity as strength, physical and mental strength. And P is for passion. And I, impact. R is resilience. And E is esteem, like self-esteem, confidence, and assertiveness. So it just resonates so well because you talk about being yourself, being an authentic you, and we truly believe in the same thing. I think eventually, especially as a woman, right, and especially as Asian women in climbing up the corporate ladder, you want to be successful in this corporate America. A lot of time we may try to fit in so much, and we forget about who we are. We try to fit into other people's mold,
Yeah.
and then we are not doing what truly we are going to do, and it's not going to be sustainable. And also, as one of my podcast guests, Sarah, she also mentioned that if you're not doing yourself, by the end of the day, you're going to be very tired because you're faking, you're hiding yourself. You know, the fun part of the Amazing Women in Business is I feel I'm meeting a lot of amazing women in business, including you, our future women in business, and we are sharing a lot of similar values. And I do think that if we all strong believe in who we are about being authentic to ourselves, we are on the right track. No matter what we end up in our final career path, we are in the right track to be a person who is shining in his or her position, the roles in the corporate, and being a happy person, doing something meaningful, and meanwhile being very satisfied, being able to have a happy life just by being authentic to ourselves.
Exactly. And when you're authentic, you're going to attract opportunities that are going to align with your authentic self.
Yourself.
So, yeah.
I know. So, hey, Julia, I think this is such a wonderful interview, and I feel I have so much I can summarize for why you get this role, why you're doing this. But I really see you. I see so many very amazing traits that you are carrying through as a young professional. And I'm very sure that you're going to have a bright future.
Thank you. That's so sweet. I appreciate it.
Yes. And thank you for taking time to join as my guest speaker for this Amazing Women in Business podcast. I instantly felt a connection with Julia. This young professional just gets it. We share so many of the same values, and it reminded me why I launched Aspire with my best friend from business school and now my amazing partner, Tracy. Aspire is more than a career development platform. It's a movement, a space where women can access personal growth tools, career coaching, real world strategies, and most importantly, a community that lifts each other up. Our mission is to help women not just survive, but thrive, both professionally and personally in the corporate world. And Julia, she truly embodies everything Tracy and I stand for in the Aspire framework. She's not just living these values, she's inspiring others to embrace them too. She shows up on social media with so much authenticity, unfiltered, just being real, raw, and herself. That kind of presence takes strength, especially in a digital world that isn't always kind. You can see it in how she nurtures her mental and physical well-being, staying grounded. Her passion for communication is undeniable, bold, creative, and full of intention. When she landed a marketing internship at Shopify in less than 24 hours through a viral video pitch, she's now on a mission to help others break their fear of putting themselves out there. What really moves me is her resilience. Despite the tough job market and online activity, she keeps showing up. And she does it all with a powerful sense of esteem. You can tell she knows her worth. Julia is the exact kind of woman Tracy and I set out to support, champion, and celebrate. Good job, Julia. You will continue breaking barriers and rise in your next chapter. Thank you for joining us on Amazing Women in Business. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to our podcast and leave us a 5-star review. Don't forget to share this episode with another amazing woman in business who will benefit from our community and content. Together, we can empower more women to achieve their full potential. Until next time, keep thriving and breaking barriers.